All right, guys, I got some Batman thoughts, so let's roll the logo and get into it. We all know the origins of Batman. A young boy watches in horror as his parents are murdered in an alley, and he spends many years training, learning and mastering the definition of peak human condition so that he can protect Gotham from the evil that inhabits the city. But there's a crucial element that we have barely seen brought to the big screen in any real capacity. More on that in a moment. But what if I told you that the DCU has the potential to create an epic Batman storyline that would leave fans everywhere speechless? With 80 plus years of comic book materials to draw from, the possibilities are endless. From iconic villains to world-changing events, Batman's potential DCU timeline is rife with opportunities for excitement and drama. As we explore the potential of this Batman's journey, one thing is clear. It's going to be a wild ride. But what is going to make this Batman the definitive version? And what are the key moments that will shape this journey? Let's take a closer look. Of course, it all starts with Batman's origins. The tragic death of his parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne, sets the tone for the rest of his story. This pivotal moment shapes Bruce Wayne's worldview and drives his crusade against crime. Without this moment, there would be no Batman. The Wayne's murder is more than just a tragic event. It's a catalyst for Bruce's growth and development. It sparks a fire within him, fueling his desire for justice and his need to protect others from suffering the same fate. This moment defines who Batman is and what he stands for, making it a crucial element of his timeline. As Bruce grows and matures, he begins to channel his energy into training and preparation. He becomes a skilled fighter, detective, strategist, honing his abilities and building his arsenal of gadgets and tools. This period of growth is essential to Batman's origins as it sets the stage for his future battles against evil. I think we're going to make Bruce around 4 to 5 years older than Cornstar's Superman. A nice balance in my opinion. Let's say that Bruce is born in 1992 and he travels overseas to train in 2009 when he's around 17. Bruce would return to Gotham at around 24 years old, roughly in 2016. It would be during this 7-year journey that Bruce would have mastered martial arts and brought himself to peak human condition. To set some groundwork for Brave and the Bold, Bruce could have very easily trained with Ra's al Ghul towards the end of these 7 years. Right before returning to Gotham, he could unknowingly impregnate Talia al Ghul, setting the stage for his son's return in Brave and the Bold. As a quick side note, I think because we're going to see Matt Reeves' Batman Part 2 in 2026, we won't see this Batman film until 2027. Putting Bruce at around 35 years old, 11 years into his Batman career, and would set his son Damian to be around 10 when he meets his father. Now, Batman's early days as a vigilante are marked by a series of trials and tribulations. He faces off against petty thieves and low-level crooks, testing his skills and building his confidence. These early encounters may seem insignificant in the grand scheme, but they lay the groundwork for the hero he will become. During this time, Batman develops his moral code, a set of principles that guide his actions and decisions. He learns to balance his desire for justice with his need to protect innocent lives, establishing a sense of integrity and compassion that defines his character. As Batman continues to evolve, he begins to cross paths with iconic villains who will shape his journey and test his mettle. One of the most recognizable and terrifying foes is the Joker. The Clown Prince of Crime will stop at nothing to spread chaos and anarchy. And for everyone who says they are tired of the Joker, I hear ya. Between Jared Leto and Joker 2, but think about this. We haven't seen an actual Batman and Joker confrontation on the big screen in almost 20 years by the time Brave and the Bold comes out. So I hope he is brought back in a big way. I don't want us to skip over Batman and the Joker. It's a really important part of the Batman mythos, and I think utilizing Scott Snyder's Joker stuff would be really awesome. Batman's encounters with the Joker are a highlight of his timeline, pushing him to his limits and forcing him to confront the darkness within himself. Their ongoing battle is a dance of wit and cunning, with each side trying to outmaneuver the other in a game of cat and mouse. Now, one aspect that has been heavily slept on in almost every Batman film to date is the inclusion of Robin and the Bat family. And I'm here to promise you that that ends with James Gunn's universe. And I propose that we see Bruce adopt an 11-year-old Dick Grayson about 2 years into his Batman career. So around 2018. Dick Grayson's training would take about 2 years, putting Batman into his 4th year in 2020. It'll be around this time that Robin will meet a new Superman, around 25-ish. Robin will look up to the hero, and that friendship between Batman and Clark will begin. We can also bring Barbara Gordon in around this time as well. Now in 2023, Bruce's 7th year as Batman, I think this is the time to have a frustrated 17-year-old Dick Grayson leave the nest and become Nightwing, a name suggested to him by none other than Superman. Around this time, Bruce will meet a 14-year-old Jason Todd, who is attempting to steal the wheels off the Batmobile. He would train Jason for around a year before his debut as the second Robin. Around this time, we could see the DC Studios dynamic duo film take place, if it is indeed canon to the DCU, and we could see a brotherhood form between Nightwing and Robin. Fast forward a year to Jason Todd's death. This will edge us closer to Brave and the Bold, and in Batman's 10th year, 2026, we will see a bit of an angrier, more brutal Batman as he struggles to grapple with the death of Jason Todd at the hands of the Joker. Tim Drake arrives on the scene and becomes the 3rd and current Robin. I would love to see this dynamic and how after the death of Jason Todd and departure of Dick Grayson, Bruce allows another Robin to come into his life. It could be this emptiness he feels that these Robins have helped fill, and this emptiness would likely be caused by his parents' death and the many years he spent trying to be the best he can possibly be. And that brings us to 2027, when Talia al Ghul shows up to Gotham City with Bruce's biological son. The dynamic between Tim and Damian will be very interesting, and I think the arc for Batman in this film will be learning to overcome Jason's death and embracing a new Bat family. The debate of how old this DCU Batman should be in comparison to Superman has been a bit of a spicy topic. I mean, I think just because he has a son doesn't mean we need a Batman who is pushing 40. I think the idea behind Damian's introduction is that Batman got Talia pregnant young and didn't know it all. Now he's in his prime, and the burden of fatherhood is just thrown upon him. I think Bruce should be close in age to Clark, a bit older but still close. David Cornsweet is currently 31, so our Bruce Wayne, who is a few years older, is perfect in my mind. I don't think we're going to have a classic Justice League team assembled before Batman's movie. I think it's likely there are many other superhero teams, but the Justice League might not form until the conclusion of the Gods and Monsters story. We're going to meet the core members, and then they'll unite to stop a universal threat. Batman's role within the Justice League will become a pivotal aspect of his timeline down the road. As a founding member, he works alongside iconic superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and the Flash to protect the world from threats too great for any one hero to face alone. Batman's relationship with his fellow Justice League members are multifaceted and nuanced, but I think his bond with Superman in particular is already established in this timeline and leading up to their respective films. The two heroes will navigate their differences and learn to trust each other. Clark could be a beacon of hope for Bruce as he deals with the loss of Jason and is thrust into fatherhood with Damian. As we speculate on what's to come, one thing is clear. Batman's timeline is a never-ending wellspring of excitement and drama. Whether you're a diehard fan or a casual observer, there's always something new we can learn from Batman's expansive history and lore. So what do you think, everyone? Who is your favorite Robin, and what do you hope to see in the upcoming films and TV shows? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more content on DCU developments and all things Batman. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.